Get us going here. Hey, everybody. My name's Kathy Cordell, and I am going to be leading you through this Aging Well with Essential Oils class, online class tonight. And as I've been putting together this information, I've been working with essential oils for about 5 years now. I am a biochemist, and I worked in a medical laboratory for the vast majority of my life, and I absolutely am a geek. I love cellular biology. I love looking at the inside of the body and seeing perfectly how God put us together. And when I started using essential oils, I really did not believe that they were valid, that they were going to work, that they were going to be effective, or that they were no more than wives' tales. But as I used them with myself and with my family, I really was able to see that that they were highly, highly effective. And I love, love, love using essential oils. So I am kind of into this aging category myself. And so learning to use essential oils for aging has kind of been a big deal for me. And as I go through this, you'll see, how much fun it is to learn about biochemistry. Actually, I hope you are going to find out how much fun it is to learn about biochemistry. Hang on just a second here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So as I want to put up a disclaimer before we ever get started here. I am a doTERRA wellness advocate. I cannot diagnose or prescribe anything. Also, doTERRA essential oils do not prevent or cure or treat diseases. What we are saying here is that a healthy lifestyle is actually that thing that helps to prevent disease. So when you have good nutrition and exercise, when you have good rest, when you learn to manage your stress well, and when you reduce your toxic exposure, you actually are giving your body the good things that it needs to be able to heal itself. Because our body is a healing machine, but it really does need that right stuff to facilitate that healing. So even as we age, we can continue to give ourselves the right stuff. And from what I have found and the research that I have done, essential oils are a big, big piece of the right stuff that we need to be able to age well. So let's just start really basic. Like, what is an essential oil? When you look at these pictures on the side, the top one is a lavender leaf, and the one underneath that is a peppermint leaf. And you can see these little oil sacs that are microscopically found on those leaves of those plants. So essential oils are found in the leaves, the stem, the bark, the roots of the plants, or the flowers of the plants. They're those natural aromatic compounds where when you smell a rose or when you walk through a forest, that is what you are actually smelling, is the essential oils in that plant material. The essential oils are steam distilled or cold pressed from the plant material. And when you have a super high quality, if you look at the last bullet point there, a CPTG or certified pure therapeutic grade essential oil, all that will be in your bottle of essential oil is going to be pure lemon, pure lavender, unless it is a touch oil or already pre-diluted, which doTERRA tells us. All that you will have in that bottle is 100% pure of the oil in that bottle. These oils are very, very powerful, but they are safe to use. And we're going to go through a few safety tips as well. So there's 3 simple and safe ways to use essential oils. The first one is by diffusion. So most of you know what a diffuser is. It has a water reservoir in it and a sonic plate in the bottom. You put your essential oil in there, and that actually breaks up the molecules of the essential oil and puts that out into the air so that we get this wonderful aroma in our homes that's very therapeutic. That's one way for aromatic diffusion. Mary, I'm just going to mute you. If you are not muted, if you could just mute yourself down in the lower left-hand corner, I would appreciate that. Thank you. Looks like maybe someone else. It's like Misty, if you just came on, if you could mute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Are you Misty?
Yes. Oh, okay. So you can, because it says
yes, I can hear you. Yes. Okay. There you go. Thanks. I just saw you go on mute. Thank you. Another way that you can do aromatic diffusion is simply by putting an essential oil in your hand, rubbing it together, and just breathing it on a tissue. Or you can spray it, put it in water, shake it up really good, and spray it in your home. Topical application is probably one of the ways that we're using essential oils more and more these days, and that is applying it directly to the skin. But what I highly suggest is that you put that in a carrier oil, like fractionated coconut oil. Get those oils closest to the area of concern as possible. So let's say you have some tummy upset, okay? You are going to put that essential oil, most likely a Digestive or a peppermint, directly on your stomach. If you have more of a systemic thing going on, you just don't feel well, you're going to put the essential oil on the bottom of your feet. So you can't go wrong by putting the oil on the bottom of your feet. And then with internal use, you will have a lot of the supplements that are already put together by doTERRA. And we're going to talk a lot about those supplements tonight, because as we age, we need more and more supplementation to come into our lives to be able to maintain proper health, so that our bodies don't oxidize. And believe me, I am going to go over that thoroughly here in the next couple of slides. So you can put those essential oils in a capsule and make up your own. You can put them under your tongue. I love to put frankincense and copaiba directly underneath my tongue every day. You can also, as I said, buy those pre-made soft gels from doTERRA for that internal use. Let's go into some safety, because especially as we talk about using essential oils for as we age, our skin changes as we age, and there just isn't as much hydration in our skin, and it also is very thin. Maybe you know somebody who's in their late 70s or 80s and their skin is very, very thin. You want to make sure, for sure, that you are diluting essential oils. The older the skin, you can see that I have that highlighted there. The older the skin, the more you're going to want to dilute your essential oils for safety, especially hot herbs. And if you think about herbs, a lot of the herb oils can be kind of hot on the skin, like oregano, like cinnamon. So, think about those. Basil, actually, another one of those. You want to keep essential oils directly out of your eyes, your ears, or your nose. You can breathe them in. You can actually, use them around, but not directly in the ear. Also, if you're using a citrus oil, they can cause phototoxicity. So make sure that you don't douse yourself in a bunch of lemon oil and go out into the sun, because that can actually burn your skin. Okay. Mary, I just muted you. Let me see if I can mute Val. Val, if you could mute yourself in the lower left-hand corner. It's not letting me mute you for some reason. There we go. Thank you. Okay. The best way to get a long-lasting effect from your essential oils is actually to dilute them in a carrier oil, because you're going to get more of that oil is actually going to get carried, literally carried through the dermis in the skin, and it's not going to evaporate out into the atmosphere, and you're going to get more of it when you dilute your oils. Guys, that's going to save you money. That's gonna it's gonna stop any kind of skin sensitivity. I don't have skin sensitivity at all, and most people don't, but some people do. So that is why these dilutions are super important to do. This slide is just packed full of information about oxidative stress. So we're going to talk about oxidation and how that plays into our aging. So I'm just going to kind of read through this here and add a few other things in. Aging is the process that happens to everyone, no matter how old we are. The effects of aging can be slowed or even reversed, and that's what we're going to talk about today, which is pretty darn cool. So the key to turning back or slowing down, at least, this aging is in having a proper inflammatory response in the body, and also providing antioxidants to the body. So that's why when you go to the doctor, they're going to tell you, take your antioxidants, eat foods that are high in antioxidants, take your vitamins that are high in antioxidants. And I'm going to explain what all of that looks like at the cellular level here on the next couple of slides. So when you look at that apple, when you cut an apple, and that apple gets brown. That is an example of oxidative stress. So when that apple was cut, those cells were damaged, and now those cells are being oxidized, which means they're dead and they're dying cells. So in order to stop that oxidative stress, what you want to do is add in antioxidants. So maybe some of you have cut apple slices and then you put lemon juice on it or something like that so that they won't brown. What you're doing is you are stopping those radicals or those things that are making that apple die right in their tracks. So oxidative stress is an imbalance between the production of free radicals in your body and your body's ability to counteract these free radicals. We've all heard of free radicals, but what the heck are they? Okay, I'm going to explain that as well. Okay, so this result, because of these free radicals in your body, is cellular breakdown. And when these free radicals get, they wreak havoc on our tissues. And this is where we have a breakdown in collagen. And collagen is your connective tissues. So those things that are in your joints that are actually, helping to protect your joints, so that so we don't have that bone-on-bone kind of stuff. That's a big place where collagen is. It's also on the underlayment of our skin. So you can see that the difference in these two faces up here. The woman who is younger has more collagen in her skin, and the woman with wrinkles has less collagen. So that's going to cause loose skin and wrinkles, and also stiffness in the body, heart disease, aches and pains, also changes in brain chemistry as well. And we all know this is aging. This is just like normal, right? This is just what happens as we age. And the truth is that, yes, it is, but we can slow it down or possibly even stop it in its tracks in some ways. So when we find ways to have proper inflammatory response in the body, and when we find ways to bring antioxidants into the body by supplementation or through the foods that we eat, this breakdown, because of these free radicals, actually is stopped in its tracks, and your cells can be repaired. I think that's pretty cool. So we've talked about what aging is. This is called reverse aging, which is super fun. So now, you guys, this is, I'm going to put my little guy up here. So what is a free radical? We hear this term all of the time. Your cells are dying off all the time in your body. And your body, which is your immune system, actually has, it's called apoptosis, and it's a way that those bad cells or old dying cells get out of your body. So one of the things that essential oils do is they really increase this apoptosis in the body. But that happens naturally. But about 1% to 2% of these dying cells, they turn radical. Actually, the DNA in those dying cells turns radical. So these free radicals, what they are is they are unstable, they're unbalanced molecules, and what they want to do is they steal electrons. I know that sounds really foreign to a lot of you, but in nature, everything really wants to be balanced. And the outside layers of an electron shell, which you can see that picture down at the bottom, wants to have a perfect 8 electrons in the outside of that shell. And a free radical has 7. So what that free radical wants to do is it wants to go steal somebody's electron from your good cells so that it can stabilize itself. And what that does is it damages your DNA and it causes cellular degradation. And this happens at a greater rate the more that we age, because our cells die off faster than they did when we were younger. What this does is it causes an abnormal cell growth. Some of us know an abnormal cell growth by another name. It's called cancer. So these free radicals in our body, one of the worst things it can do is cause a cancer. Other chronic diseases like heart disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. So you guys, this is why we need an antioxidant. You get it? Because these antioxidants freely give up these electrons. So instead of stealing those electrons from our cells and damaging our DNA, antioxidants seek out free radicals and they say, here's an electron for you. You don't have to steal from the body to do that. And what happens is that renders those free radicals harmless so that they can't damage your DNA and your cells. And this just reminds me of a scripture that, you know, the evil one comes to kill and steal and destroy, but Jesus came so that we might have life and that we might have it to the full, because he gives us what we need so that harm doesn't come to us. And I just love that this is, even at the cellular level, that spiritual aspect of who God is in our lives is present. So this is a little chart that just tells you some of the things that can happen because of oxidative stress in the body. And every single one of your organs is affected. Your skin is affected. Your eyes are affected. And if you look at this, a lot of these conditions that are listed on here, like just joint pain, okay? Rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, psoriasis, whoever thought of that? That's a skin issue, right? But when you really get into psoriatic problems, you not only have problems on your skin, but it's also in your joints as well. And it's very, very damaging. So a lot of these conditions we think of with older individuals. We are now seeing a lot of these conditions happen with younger and younger people all the time. And a lot of the problem with that is because of the increased stress that we have. A lot of that is even online time, social media pressures, financial pressures, just political pressures, relationship pressures that actually increase this oxidative stress in the body. And we are now aging for the first time. Our children that will now have a shorter lifespan than the generation before it. This is the first time that has happened in over 100 years. So just keep in mind that this oxidative stress is not only happening to older individuals, it's actually happening in our children as well. So essential oils are packed with antioxidants, absolutely packed with antioxidants. So if you think of some of these foods that we eat, like carrots and blueberries and goji berries, that are super, super high in antioxidants, this is called our ORAC scale when we're talking about antioxidants, oxygen radical absorption capacity. So carrots, 250 on that scale. Goji berries, which are fantastic, 25,000 on that scale. You guys, clove oil, and we're not talking a bottle of clove oil. We are talking a drop of clove oil is over 1 million on that antioxidant scale. And we find clove oil in On Guard. And you can just buy clove oil. Heck, put a drop of clove oil in your oatmeal in the morning or your smoothie in the morning, and you are going to get tons of antioxidants right there. So these antioxidants, yes, we can get them through the foods we eat. That's a fantastic. Nature provides us with amazing opportunities to have a great diet and keep ourselves healthy. Also, some of the things that we drink, red wine actually has a lot of antioxidants. Don't use that as an excuse to go out and drink a bottle of red wine. You don't need to do that. In fact, you very, very should not do that, because that actually will increase oxidation in the body when you have too much alcohol. So the supplements that we take as well are can be packed in antioxidants. But how many of you have ever thought that the things that we put on our skin can be antioxidants for the body as well? So this is a brand new way of thinking to deal with those chronic diseases in life. This is a pyramid that we should all think of. So we are not saying use your essential oils and your whole life's going to be fine. We are still saying that eating right is still the foundation of good health. Exercise is also a huge foundation of good health. But when we get into this rest and managing stress, now this is where it starts to get a little bit sticky, because we've got a lot of stressors in our life. Most people do not get the kind of rest that they need. And I'm not just talking about sleep at night either. I'm talking about those places where we turn off our brain and we can actually learn new things, either spiritually or educationally, and just be able to rest in the knowledge of who we are and be okay with who we are. And then we've got this reducing toxic load. So the chemicals, the cleaners that we use in our homes, the lotions that we use, the perfumes, the makeup that we put on, the air that we breathe, the processed foods that we put in our body. These are all ways where we can be much more aware of what we're doing and learning to reduce toxic load. And by the way, remember what we just talked about with essential oils, being able to be that toxin reducer for us. Essential oils are super, super high in detoxifying the body. Then you have informed self-care. And you guys, that's what you're doing right now. You are informing yourselves how to take better care of yourselves and your families, and really being proactive in the things that you can do without having to go to a doctor and say, fix me. Because that's where our society has been for so long. And we're no longer want to say that. Not that we don't need doctors. Proactive medical care is still in this pyramid, okay? We still need doctors. Some people are still going to need prescription medications. However, when we start earlier in life, and when we do preventative measures, which we're going to talk about tonight, we are going to start not need those measures nearly as much, even as we age. My mom and dad, oh shoot, I was going to put a picture of them in this and I totally forgot about that, but they are completely hooked on the essential oils. My dad is 91. I have seen him reverse age since he's been 86 years old, and it's been fantastic to watch my mom and dad actually get off some of the medications that they wanted to be on, to say no to some of the medications that the doctors have put them on, and find alternatives that are going to work for them. And they are the most amazing, fantastic people at age 87 and 91 that I've ever met, and they just keep going and going and going. Mom played bridge every day last week. It was like her job, just going to play bridge, and she absolutely loves it. And this is one of the products that I have mom and dad on, is this lifelong vitality pack. I've been taking this for 5 years, and quite honestly, this is what hooked me on doTERRA essential oils. It was not the essential oils. It was this supplement pack, because I was starting to feel those effects of aging, and it was because of stress in my life. And I had so much tension and stress in my shoulders. I had bilateral frozen shoulders, let's just put it out there. I also had a knee that wouldn't work. I had lower back pain. I was a mess. And I was searching out alternative ways to be able to deal with this so that I didn't have to get put on pain medications or have surgery or have these measures that I didn't want to do in my life. And praise the Lord, my massage therapist, Pam Rapp, who may or may not be on this call, I think she is, introduced me to doTERRA essential oils. I got started with Lifelong Vitality Pack right away because I knew how to take a pill. I didn't know how to use these silly oils at all, right? I had to learn just like everybody else. But the Lifelong Vitality Pack had me sleeping through the night in 3 nights when I had not slept without pain for months. And so what the Lifelong Vitality Pack is the first one, the MVP, is your bioavailable vitamins and minerals. And remember, when you are taking a high quality vitamin, you want it to be bioavailable. What that means is it's actually food products, and your body sees it as food and can uptake it 100%. So this is all of your vitamin A and C and vitamin B. Your bone nutrients are in here as well. And for me, I could never take a vitamin before because it messed with my stomach so much. But this one doesn't. It has a tummy tamer in it. The next product is your V-Omegas, which has your omega-3 fatty acids. Now, when we start to age, and even before, if we're not aging, all of us should probably be on fish oil. We've probably heard that before. Fish oil is very, very good for brain health. It's also really good for organ health and for joint health. So this one has a super highly concentrated form of omega-3 fatty acids. And it also has 9 different essential oils in here. Do you remember what we talked about? The 2 ways to slow down or reverse aging were to have powerful antioxidants and to create a proper inflammatory response in the body. So as I go through these following products, look for that high in antioxidants and anti-inflammation, okay? So your omega-3s are fantastic, or your E-Omega product is great for that. Now, alpha CRS, this really helps at that cellular level to create vitality. That's what I hear a lot as people start to age is, oh my gosh, I just have so much fatigue. I don't want to get out of bed in the morning. I have brain fog. This Alpha CRS product is going to be super, super good for that, because look at that first thing that it does. It supports a healthy cell proliferation and lifespan, right? So your cells aren't dying off as fast when you give them what they need. So it gives you that cellular energy. And then look at there in the blue, it helps the body itself. It doesn't do it. It's helping your body to create a healthy inflammatory response. So you can also have reduction of pain issues, which is what I experience, and that vitality and wellness. So this Lifelong Vitality Pack comes with all 3 of these products in it. So you don't have to guess at what thing's going to be best for me. It all comes right here. It's super easy. It's super affordable. Don't have to think about it. And I know I am not the only person on this call whose life has been completely changed by Lifelong Vitality. This product flat out works, guaranteed. Now, the next product I'm going to talk about is probably the darling of the doTERRA Essential Oil Supplement line, and it does not get nearly enough press. DDR Prime comes in both an oil and a soft gel. I take the soft gels every day along with my Lifelong Vitality Pack. DDR Prime is absolutely packed with antioxidants. I guess I can't guarantee this or promise you this, but I would say it's one of, if not the most power-packed antioxidants on the planet that we can get all in this one little pill. Now, my dad has been taking DDR Prime. I believe that this is the product that has helped him when he was starting to have, he was getting confused really easy. He was getting frustrated really easy. And of course, when people get into their late 80s and 90s and that's happening, we start to think towards dementia or maybe even Alzheimer's at that point. And when my dad started taking DDR Prime, it's like so much of that just went away. And it's so fun to have conversations with him now. He remembers everything, just absolutely fantastic. So I will not let my parents take DDR Prime. It is super, super good for peak cellular health, for brain health. It promotes healthy responses to oxidative stress. Now, if we're looking at these bullet points down there, remember we talked about oxidative stress is that thing that is going to age us. So it promotes those healthy responses. Healthy cellular immunity also, and supports cellular health as well. It supports the body's own defense mechanisms against free radicals. So this is what's so important. What we want to do is boost the body to do what the body's supposed to do itself, and that's what these essential oils do. DDR is also calming to the nervous system. So when I said that my dad was really frustrated all the time and sometimes very, very confused, this was really, really helping with that brain health. DDR Prime is also super valuable for any kids that are on the spectrum, autism, Asperger's, hyperactivity disorders. DDR Prime is fantastic on the back of the neck, down the spine, on the bottom of the feet. If once the child gets older, if they can use the gel caps, it's a super, super good way to get the antioxidants in and create that brain health for them as well. So frankincense, oh my goodness, amazing. Frankincense is in your DDR Prime. Frankincense is one of those oils that has such a diverse chemistry. There's so much going on in frankincense that you can pretty much use it for everything. It's very, very good, very prized oil. Some people would say that it's super expensive, but I would say, hey, for the health benefits that I have had with frankincense, it is not expensive at all. It is a fantastic oil. Okay, if you are not on mute, if you could just go to the bottom left and push the little microphone down there, that would be awesome. We'll open it up for questions at the end, I promise. So make sure you guys are taking good notes. Okay, so frankincense helps support healthy cellular function. This is what we've been talking about. It also promotes feelings of peace and relaxation. So for those times when we're really feeling anxiousness, frankincense is one of those things that's really going to calm the brain, calm the body. It also supports, what are the words I said to look for? Inflammatory response and antioxidants. So here's this frankincense. The anti-inflammatory response, what it does is it helps my body to create its own amazing inflammatory response. So when I told you when I had that bilateral frozen shoulders and a body that just wouldn't work, this frankincense, along with another product called Deep Blue, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute, you guys, if you have any kind of tension in the body, if you have any kind of strains in the body, if you have any kind of joints that just are creaky and not working the way that they used to, if you work out and your muscles are sore, frankincense layered underneath Deep Blue is going to be your ticket, really, to be able to get out there and be who you want to be and not have those kinds of issues happening in your body. Frankincense also boosts immunity. It very, very good for skin health as well. You will see frankincense in a lot of the skin products offered by doTERRA, and it reduces the appearance of imperfections. For me, imperfections are called wrinkles. I also have age spots, and if you are starting to get age spots on your skin, this is an indicator of oxidation happening in the body to the skin. So we can actually, there are essential oils that we can use on the skin that are going to help even fight those age spots. So keep that in mind as well. When in doubt, get your frankincense out. It's a fantastic oil. And listen, don't be afraid to use your frankincense because it's too expensive. Remember what I just told you about dilutions? Essential oils are even more effective in the body when they are diluted. So dilute up your frankincense. If you're afraid that it's too expensive, make it go 5 times as far if you want to. Get yourself some roller balls and fill it up about 1/4 of the way with your frankincense oil, and then use your fractionated coconut oil. You just made that frankincense go 5 times, 4 or 5 times as far as it would have otherwise. So just a little tip for you. Copaiba, I love, some people say copaiba, some people say copaiba. I don't care how you say it, it's amazing. Okay, I say copaiba. It supports the health of the cardiovascular system, immune, digestive, and respiratory systems. Okay, what's the word we were going to look for? Antioxidant. It is a powerful antioxidant in the body. It helps to calm and soothe and support that nervous system, which eases discomfort in the body. So this is another one that I have added to my pain regimen with frankincense. Is this copaiba, however you want to say it. It is an amazing oil. It helps promote clear skin as well. Very, very good for sleep as well. Now, this little addition at the bottom here, I am going to actually do an entire week on copaiba, the differences between CBD oil and copaiba, and I'm going to have that on my Facebook group, and you can share it out of my Facebook group if you want to, but it's just amazing information. So copaiba is a cannabinoid. What that means is we have a system in our body called the endocannabinoid system. Endocannabinoid system works with pain and with inflammation in the body. It also works with our moods, along with many other things. It helps with digestion. But when you take a psychotropic cannabinoid like THC or marijuana, you are actually working only on the CB1 receptors, which are in the brain. We want to be working on the CB2 receptors, which are all over the body, and it does not have the psychotropic effects like a THC will. Now, CBD does not, it's cannabidiol, which is also a cannabinoid. It works with the CB2 receptors as well, but when you get a CBD oil, more likely than not, your CBD oil is only 10% CBD oil, and the rest of it is going to be a carrier oil, because of the way that the concentrations are and how CBD is actually more like a paste than it is an oil. So they have to put it into a they have to put it into a carrier oil, or sometimes it comes in a paste as well, but you're not getting the full effects of that. Our copaiba oil is 100% copaiba oil, and it is 66% a product called beta-caryophyllene, which is neuroprotective. It also has cardiovascular and immune effects as well. So comparing CBD oil and copaiba, believe me, it's not even a comparison. Copaiba is going to win hands down, and guess what? It's $35 for a bottle of copaiba. I have not even, I haven't ever gotten CBD oil, so I don't know how expensive it is, but I know it's a lot more expensive than copaiba. And you can dilute up your copaiba if you want to make it go further. I also take the copaiba soft gels every night before bed because it helps me with sleep as well. So don't forget about your copaiba. This is an amazing oil for aging. Really quick, I'm going to talk about On Guard Protective Blend, because every time we get sick, it takes a toll on the body. So when we have something that's going to be antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, it's also going to help us keep the toxins out of our home because we can clean with it. This is an amazing product. And just as a boost to that, it smells like Christmas. It is an amazing oil. So there's an entire line of On Guard products that I'm not going to go into. But one of the things that starts to happen as we age is our oral health starts to degenerate. So our teeth get softer, we start to have gum recession, gingivitis starts to kick in, halitosis. So there is an entire line of oral health products, which are On Guard products, mouthwash, toothpaste. The On Guard beadlets are super good if you have any kind of tooth issues or just for oral health, to be able to pop those in your mouth a couple of times a day. Very effective, very handy just to carry in your purse and have with you all the time. But just remember that we can also take care of those oral issues in our mouth with the Lifelong Vitality. That's another thing that is going to help us to be able to deal with any of those issues in our life. So don't forget your On Guard just for overall health, but also as your oral care as we age. Okay, sleep is key, absolutely key to being to health. So there are tons of products that doTERRA has that will help us with rest. And I just put this recipe up there. This is my recipe for the hammer. And you don't have to have all of these oils to make a really good sleep blend, but this is what I put in my sleep blend. And I call it the hammer because it knocks me out. It's fantastic. So I put this blend on my feet and I rub it into my big toe. Cedarwood oil has been known to increase the body's own melatonin. So instead of taking an outside source of melatonin, which you should never do, by the way, because your body will stop making its own melatonin if you're taking something from the outside. So if you can create, your body can create its own melatonin, that's what we want it to do. And cedar rubbed into your big toe is going to be very, very beneficial in that. Also, lavender and cedarwood are two really very good oils for sleep. And wild orange on the back of the neck actually helps to calm your thoughts. And it's very good to use, like if you're one of those people who can't get to sleep because you're thinking about redecorating the bedroom or everything that you need to do tomorrow, or that you forgot to put the kids' lunches together, or whatever it is. This will help to calm your thoughts so that you can get to sleep. Now, one of the favorite things that I do is use my diffuser at night. And when I use my diffuser, I put Serenity and On Guard in this together. I love those two together. You could put Breathe in it. You could put copaiba. You could put vetiver, cedarwood, any of the oils. Make this specific to who you are and what you enjoy. But I also take one Serenity capsule and one copaiba capsule at night. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm just telling you what I do. But I really did enjoy that. I was taking 2 Serenities, but when I started taking one of each, it really was more beneficial for me, because one of the reasons that I might wake up is tension in my neck or my low back or my knee, and that copaiba is going to be one of those things that's going to help in that area. Okay, as we age, our hormones go bye-bye, okay? So we, especially as women, we need to look at what what our hormones are doing, and we need to balance those hormones. So this phytoestrogen product is very, very good for any woman who has any problems associated with her menstrual cycle, from PMS to heavy bleeding. We have xenoestrogens that get into our system through plastics, through the food that we eat. Xenoestrogen means a false estrogen. And what that does is it will want to take up the receptor sites that your natural estrogen needs to be able to have your body function correctly. And this phytoestrogen actually will help to bind those xenoestrogens so that they can't mess up your body, but they will also help to balance out the body. So anyone who has problems with any kind of issues associated with menstruation all the way through menopause. So that's me, guys. Okay, so as we age and our hormones go bye-bye, we start to have those effects like hot flashes and mood disorders, and it affects our sleep and things like that. And this phytoestrogen came in like, a knight in shining armor for me. And I really don't have any issues at all with hot flashes. I also use Claricalm as well. I roll that around my belly at night and in the morning twice. And I know that there are lots and lots of women who swear by Claricalm, and it has absolutely changed their lives as for having menstrual cycles that are doable now. So Claricalm is fantastic. Another thing that we have to think about, not only as we age, but if you have any issues where there's been any osteoporosis in your family or anything like that, we have to be taking a good bone nutrient. So there is calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus in Lifeline Vitality, but for me at my age, I know that I need a higher dose, and I take just one extra bone nutrient a day, and put that in with my Lifeline Vitality pack, and that is really going to help me get those nutrients into my body to help me create that healthy bones, the healthy bones that I know that I want as I go forward in life. Okay, so Deep Blue, this is the one that I mentioned earlier that I use along with Frankincense for that muscle and that joint pain, that tension, whatever you want to call it. Deep Blue, I don't know how I ever survived without it. I also don't know how I raised my family without these essential oils. I really don't. I mean, I have two athletes that I raised, and we got through so many strains and sprains and you name it, everything that comes along with being an athlete. This Deep Blue would have been fantastic for my kids, and I'm so glad that I have it for my grandkids now. But there is also another product I take every day called the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. This has a lot of like turmeric and curcumins in it that are going to be super good for creating that proper inflammatory response in the body at the cellular level. So this is another one. And Deep Blue polyphenols, if you get them all by themselves, they're $59.50. They're pricey little buggers. But I always get them when I get my Lifeline Vitality Pack. You can actually put add-ons onto your Lifeline Vitality Pack, and I get my Deep Blue for $20. So that's like 66% off of that Deep Blue when I get it along with my Lifeline Vitality Pack. So keep that in mind. This doesn't have to be an expensive one that you have to get. It's only $20 to get that. All right, Digestive Support. This, I believe, in the last 10 years has risen in our society about 100%. Digestive issues, everybody. And maybe it's just that everybody now feels comfortable telling me about their digestive issues. I'm not sure. But it seems like everybody has something when it comes to digestive issues. And so there's a whole line of digestive support for doTERRA. This Digest Zen oil is coriander and peppermint and ginger and fennel, tarragon, anise, and caraway. And these are all very, very good for digestive health. It smells like black licorice, which I love, And if you really don't hate that, I mean, if you hate that and it would stop you from using Digescent, it also comes in a soft gel, which I would suggest for anyone who has any kind of digestive issues at all. This Digest Zen soft gel once a day or twice a day if needed is going to be so, so fantastic for you. The Terrazyme product is also very, very good for digestive support. A lot of us just don't have the natural digestive enzymes that we need to break down the food so that our body can absorb it. And so what Terrazyme does is you take it about 15 to 20 minutes before you eat, and it provides those natural enzymes so that we can actually absorb the food that we need to. Anybody who has any kind of an allergy, gluten, lactose, any kind of stuff going on out there that really causes you from not eating foods, maybe it's you don't digest meat very well or something like that, take a Terrazyme before you eat and it's going to really, really change your life. PB Assist, which is the probiotic with doTERRA, is something that I take every day as well. Proper gut health and having the proper good bacteria in your gut is vital to be able to have a proper gut biome that is going to create, there's actually a second brain in your gut. So we have our brain that we know about, our brain, but there's more neuroreceptors in your gut than there is in your brain. And as we age, brain fog is something, and memory issues, those are things that a lot of people deal with. So making sure that you have a proper gut biome of really good, healthy bacteria that's going to help you to digest your food and give you the nutrients that you need is super important. So that's what PB Assist is about. And if you're having any kind of issues, or you just, all of us should really do a good gut cleanse at least a couple of times a year, if not more, if you have issues. And that's what GX Assist is. It's a very good, mild form of a really good gut cleanse. So now let's talk about skin, because this is the most visible aspect that we have of aging. When our skin starts to wrinkle, we don't have that much collagen in it. Like I said earlier, we're getting the age spots and things on our skin. Well, remember what I talked about, high in antioxidants, right? So all of the skincare products that we're talking about with doTERRA, they are using these amazing oils that are really, they help promote a super good inflammatory response, but also have high antioxidants to work at the cellular level with your skin. So this Immortelle is a blend of frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum, and rose. It smells amazing. I use this one twice a day. I love it. I had horrible acne all the way into my mid-40s. Really, I didn't have the acne so much, but I still had the scarring on my skin. And you guys, it almost makes me cry when somebody looks at me now and says, your skin is beautiful. I'm like, wow, where did that come from? I've never, ever had that response until I started using doTERRA skincare products, and I love them. I love what it does for me. I love how it makes me feel to reduce the appearance of those fine lines and wrinkles and that aging that I have on my skin. So these are just a couple of a couple. I mean, there are skincare kits available with doTERRA, and if you have not priced these out compared to the skincare kits that you're already using, you're missing out. For what you get, for what I get, like this Virage skincare system is $84.50. For this Virage skincare system, I get an anti-aging moisturizer, I get a cleanser, I get that hydrating serum, which you guys actually is Immortelle right there. And I also get a toner with that for $84.50, and this lasts me like 4 months. It's amazing. The other skincare system is also an anti-aging skincare system. And if you look at this little guy right here, this is the eye cream. I never leave home without it. Oh my gosh, I love my eye cream. I can tell the difference literally within 10 seconds of putting this on. The fine lines and wrinkles around my eyes are just like, whoo, and you can really see a difference between the two eyes. This is another one, this hydrating cream is the one that I use every night. So it's gonna be more like a night cream, very, very hydrating to the skin. And I love the invigorating scrub. This is kind of a peppermint to it. And so it's really, it wakes you up. It has granules in it. So it's has that exfoliating on the skin as well. Love the skincare systems. If you have not looked into them yet, I highly suggest that you price them out compared to what you're already using. And guess what? If you're on the LRP, you're going to get stuff for cheaper. I'll explain that here in a little bit. And you're also going to get points back to buy more stuff. So another thing that we think about with aging is weight management. So for weight management, there is an entire line of products called the Slim and Sassy line. And I'm trying to get this little guy to move here. And Slim and Sassy is an oil that when you use it topically, it actually will help reduce the visible signs of cellulite, which I know is one of the things that we think about as we age as well. But also the trim shakes, these help you feel fuller during the day so that you don't eat as much. And also, they help to manage those stress hormones, that cortisol. That trim shake is one of those things that's going to help to bind that cortisol in your body, which is a stress hormone that actually can deteriorate your organs. So that's a really good one to use as well. When you're at work and you get a craving, or mid-afternoon, that Slim and Sassy gum, oh my gosh, I'm a gum snob. I did not think this was going to be very good, but I have to try my own products, right? Well, I tried this out and I love the Slim and Sassy gum. I use it every single day. Love it. If you have thinning or brittle hair, putting rosemary and cedarwood together, and you can put them together in a blend if you want to, drop a couple of drops on the tips of your fingers and just rub into your hair a couple of times a week. It's fantastic. You can also put them into your shampoo if you want to do that. Very, very good for scalp health. And then for memory, rosemary, you get a twofer with that, right? Because rosemary is super good for memory. Peppermint, frankincense, lemon, and clove. Those are all really good. So you can use those in your diffuser, or you can make a blend up and use them on the back of your neck is the best place to use for brain health, and also so right at the base of the brainstem, but also really good place to use for emotional health when you're using emotions oils is on the back of the neck. Okay, so I have gone through a ton of information, and I know that there's probably going to be some questions, but I also know that there's probably some people on the other end of the line who may not have gotten a kit yet. So I just want to go through and tell you what some of your options would be if you are interested in, like, okay, I've heard all this amazing information, so what do I do now? So when you get started with doTERRA, and this is what anybody on this line has done who is using essential oils, is we got started with a kit. The vast majority of us did, because we want to be ready for anything. So when you get started with a kit of oils, the top 10 oils, you are going to have an oil for pretty much anything that's going to come up in your home. You also want to have fractionated coconut oil because, like I said, it's really good to dilute up these oils, especially if you're using them topically. And fractionated coconut oil is the oil of choice to use for dilutions. Also a diffuser, because you can actually be diffusing those wonderful antioxidants in your home. They smell awesome, and they also give very, very good health benefits. They cleanse your home, and they're also super good for emotional health as well when you use your diffuser. And a good reference book. We want you to be able to be self-sufficient in using your essential oils, and this Oil Life book is very, very good for looking up pretty much anything that you need. It's going to give you a recipe for that thing and how to use your essential oils. So for pricing options, you can pay full price, but we really don't let our friends do that. So getting a wholesale membership is really the best way to go. Having a $35 membership fee, so just like Costco or Sam's Club, so that you can get your essential oils for wholesale price. And I'll guarantee you, just in that one kit, it's going to pay for the $35 fee. And actually, you don't even have to pay the $35 fee when you get a kit. So that's why we always say that getting a kit is a better deal, because you save so much money. You'll get 25% off all of your oils now and in the future. You can earn free products, which is really cool. And you can also earn commissions as well, which is what I have chosen to do, Not everybody chooses that route, but I love what I do. I have purpose in what I do. I actually was able to quit my job in medicine in 9 months with doTERRA, and it has just made me feel like I'm more in the medical field than ever before. So I love, love, love what I do. Most people who are in doTERRA are also in the Loyalty Rewards program. This isn't something that you need to know about right now, but let's just say you can earn up to 30% back of all of the stuff you order, including your skincare, your laundry soap, your cleansers for your home, your soaps that you use, everything. You can earn up to 30% back so that you can get free stuff back. But this is getting stuff every month, which makes it so easy and affordable for you to change up your products and get new things every month. There are several kit options to get started with doTERRA. The first one is the Diamond Kit. This is basically everything in the catalog. So every oil and every product in the catalog, $2,750. You actually save almost $1,000 by getting this kit, and you get a lot of free points back as well, and you start with getting 25% back on all of your orders, which is fantastic. So you can do that, or, you know, most people, the air goes out of the room when I say that, and that's perfectly fine. But you can also go all the way down to like a kit that's $150, which is an Aroma Touch diffused kit is one of those options. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. What I want you to do is if you're on here and I've invited you to this, please get a hold of me afterwards. If there's somebody on this call who does not have a membership yet, please get together with the person who invited you to this, and they will show you through these options in a lot more detail. The emotional aromatherapy kit, which we didn't even talk about, the emotional use of essential oils. This is also a great way to get started for $195. The Natural Solutions Kit, I think, is the best deal. $550, you get those amazing Lifelong Vitality supplements that I talked about, 16 different essential oils, the deep blue, you get a cool diffuser, you get the amazing box. But let me tell you, when you get started with doTERRA essential oils, there's some things that you get by getting started with somebody who knows their stuff that you aren't going to get anywhere else. You get that person. You get their knowledge. You get their heart. You really get you get this ability to be able to become somebody new and different as well, because you are in a community of oil lovers who want to help you with your health and wellness. So when you get started with doTERRA, we just don't say, hey, here's your oil, see you later. No, we have all kinds of learning options for you. So the other thing you can do is just get a $35 membership and then get any of the oils that you want. But like I said, when you get these kits, that $35 membership fee is waived. And so it ends up being a lot more beneficial for you to get one of these kits. So the Family Essentials Kit is the top 10 oils: lemon, lavender, peppermint, melaleuca, oregano, frankincense, deep blue, breathe, Digestive, On Guard, peppermint, and or peppermint and On Guard beadlets as well. Again, $150 for this kit. The Home Essentials Kit is bigger bottles, so you're getting 3 times as much oil with this kit and a diffuser. And if you look at the cost here, you're actually, it's just less than paying double, and you're getting 3 times as much oil plus a diffuser. So this is a super kit value as well. And then this month we have some promotions going on. So if you get any of those, anything except the Family Essentials Kit in there, you're going to get this a free deep blue rub and a deep blue oil, and I guarantee you once you use deep blue rub, you'll never go back. This is also the Man's Gateway oil. Once they use deep blue, they're like, honey, where is that again? It's an awesome oil. Love, love, love this deep blue. And also, for some of you, I may be able to get you a free tangerine oil as well. I'm doing a program right now called Diamond Club, and if I actually get to meet with you, I can get you a free tangerine oil as well. And for most of us, we also want to make sure that you get that free Oil Life book. I can't speak for everybody on this call, but the people in our organization, we get that free Oil Life book into people's hands because we want you to know how to use your essential oil kit when you get it. All right, guys, so that's all that I have for you. I know that that was a ton of information. So I just want to, I'm going to stop the recording.